Comedians have a responsibility to speak recklessly. Sometimes the funniest thing to say is mean. Remember, I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm saying it because it's funny. Let's play. Are you ready? Being somebody that people would look to for like moral or intellectual guidance. It would require me to live a completely different way. There's no pension plan for leaders. Martin Luther King died penniless. Malcolm X died penniless. I don't want to do that.
But that's your view. I'm waiting for you to say something. So what does that make me, a follower?
Okay, well, I said it behind what many others were already doing. And the commentary after it was very heady and intellectual, and I was shocked that nobody ever talked about what it feels like to watch a man get murdered that way by a man in a police uniform.
I was thinking about this with regard to George Floyd. 55 years ago, April 1965, John Lewis and his friends, colleagues, are walking across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama. And a cop with a nightstick, like batting practice, tees up and hits him in the side of the head, cracks his skull, and nearly kills him. Nearly kills him. He survives and devotes his life to this struggle. And toward the end of his life, almost simultaneously, George Floyd, who I don't know if he was ever an activist in any sense, is killed, murdered, lynched by an officer of the law. The comparison is just right there. They will both now be part of the culture going forward to repair what needs to be repaired.
What a tragic footnote to a tragic culture. This is a lot to unpack. You know, nights like this are, I think, important. Just talking about it. We're countrymen, all of us. We live in America. We all got our problems, our stripes. It's weird now because this game of who suffered more, everyone keeps getting the ball. And they act like everyone's suffering is mutually exclusive from everyone else's. And you and I both know that's far from the case. You know, there's a lot of angles that you could approach this and look at this from and learn from each other from. But it's a thing, and I'm troubled about the volume of it. It doesn't sound like something that's settling or hurtling towards an easy resolution.
People say that what's going on is different now, therefore we predict real change. Do you have that feeling?
Well, I'm not making any predictions. Of course, I am very hopeful, yes, that there will be real change. And just traditionally, from my experience, change is never like a comfortable proposition. It's uncomfortable before it's comfortable again. Americans generally respect one another's beliefs, even if they don't share those beliefs. I know I do. I respect everybody's beliefs except Amish people. Because they are the only ones that I can say clearly their God is wrong. The speed limit is 75 miles an hour in Ohio, and one lane of traffic is blocked by a goddamn horse and buggy. Nigga, your God is ridiculous. All the Amish people around my way know me, too. Not from television, obviously. They know me from the streets. Because when I see them horse and buggies, I'll pull the Porsche over and talk to them. Ezekiel. Ezekiel, are you sure that God doesn't want you to have any of this technology or this energy? Huh? Huh? I can't hear you, nigga. Let me turn this air conditioner off. What did you say? And them niggas be like, get away from me, ye. Ye tried to tempt me like the devil. Devil? Nah, bro. I'm trying to put you on to the game, Zeke. It's a big world out here, nigga. I just went 25 miles in 30 minutes. That's a day's journey for you. You don't even know what the weather's gonna be tomorrow, do you? I do. You don't even know that there's a valuable Pokemon right on your shoulder. Ta-ta! Then I drive away. Huh? Oh, my vape pen? You wanna hit my vape pen? Oh, sorry, nigga, I'm trying not to get herpes. My bad. I've been playing cat and mouse with herpes for 30 years now, but every night I go to the club, I'll be like, not tonight, herpes. No disrespect, I'm not saying you have herpes, I'm just saying 1 out of 5 people do. So let's just all be careful around this motherfucker and make sure that we leave with the lips we came with.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't be knowing if I'm famous. I forget I'm famous sometimes. Like, dudes pull next to me like, I'm like, what's up, dude? You all aboard? Oh, yeah, thanks. So I don't be knowing, man. My friends tell me I need to act more famous. All my friends got money, super famous. All the comedians around, Dave Chappelle, great comic. I've been around Chris Rock. They're like, Kevin Hart was my roommate before. Yes. Every morning he wake up like, I'm gonna make it. I'm like, nigga, go make that breakfast. Get these little ass Air Force Ones out of here. Whose shoes is little? He used to hate the little shoe joke. Get these little shoes out of here. One time he got in the car and I had his shoes hanging from the rearview mirror. The baby shoes. Like, Kevin, look at your shoes. Get them down. Look at my I don't know, man. Trying to figure out my famous. Who am I? Because I know I've been in shit. But people keep asking me, what you gonna be in next? Motherfucker, this. I don't know what's next. Stop asking actors what's next. I don't know how to been in some shit. I know I've been in some shit because I Googled me. You know, go to hell, Google. I Googled me and they said I was 48 years old. Who the fuck changed my age? That's the worst thing you could do to somebody in Hollywood is make them older. I didn't even know what happened. So I went to an audition and Morgan Freeman was there. We here for the same part. Nigga! Stop trying to make me an uncle when I'm still a cousin. But I've been in some shit. I've traveled. I've done things. I was in Africa. I got booked in Africa, Nigeria. They paid me so much money, I thought they purchased me. I told my baby, I was like, Daddy might not be back. They gave me racks, motherfucker. I just imagine me being there and shit in some cage, like, come look at my new D-Ray. There's my lion, there's my zebra, and there's my D-Ray. D-Ray, tell a joke. Come on, tell a joke. Here's a matter. We have enough freedom to tell a joke. But I've done shit. I'm happy about the little movies I did, though. I'm happy. A lot of movies. I did 30 fucking movies. Now, take it, I was only in them bitches about 3 minutes, but I've been in them bitches. Collectively, it's a whole film. Fuck all y'all. How about that shit right now? I was in The Fall. I was in a horror movie. How about that? No, not only that, I'm Black History. I was a black dude in a horror movie, and I survived, mama. Now what? And I was on a boat. Niggas don't get on boats. Niggas get on cruise ships, niggas get on motherfucking yachts for the video, front the hell off. But niggas don't get on boats. The only time niggas get on boats is like this. Man, I'm broke as hell. Nigga, I'm in the same boat. That's the only time. Niggas getting both on Black History.
Kevin, what you've achieved in your career is not even scratching the surface of who you are. You are very, not only deserving of this award, but people don't understand what you've done to the business. Do you know how many tickets you've sold since you started doing concerts? I called and checked. I know too. 500 million. 500 million people watch this man stand in front of him and make him laugh. Kevin is one of the greatest comedians that I've ever seen. And Kevin is one of the greatest men that I've ever known. Hello, Jerry. You bring joy to our environment. People don't know all the things that comedians go through and how difficult, how heavy it is to wear the crown. But man, I swear to God, you do it with so much grace, so much kindness. Man, I know every story of all the comedians that you help out. I know how you go back to Philadelphia and support your neighborhood. And I know that inside you feel awful sometimes, but I've never seen it on your face, and I've never felt it in your presence. And I am honored to know somebody like you. I really wish you would have come when I won this award.
Survivors of the pandemic. This is your Captain Dave speaking. Please welcome Erica Badu.
You ever wake up just terrified? Like I sit up and I'm like, ah! Why am I a bad person?
Stamps make me nervous because I don't know how many you're supposed to put on. Where they're gonna be like, you should put one more on. And they changed the price of stamps, and that's not in the news, you know? You don't find that out on Twitter. You have to find out from old people. They're the only people that know. They keep up with it. They're like, stamps went up. You're like, okay. All right. Is it $100? Like, they're furious. They're like, is it $100 a stamp? It's 3 more pennies.
I guess spicy food is my scary movies, right? If you think about it, spicy food is actually a lot like scary movies. You know, if it's good, you feel alive, excited, you know, an addictive frisson. If it's really good, you shit yourself.
Lesbians live in the shadows. You know, lesbians are like bees. If you don't bother them, they won't bother you. But also, if they all die, the world ends. And you do, like, lesbians do, you scare me a little bit. I'm intimidated by lesbians. You're a bit scary. I think lesbians are so scary that even AIDS was like, let's stick to less terrifying things like needles and buttholes. And lesbians definitely leave their mark on the world. It's just sometimes a little more subtle. Like, lesbians wore khakis so hard that now when men wear khakis, they look like lesbians.
Even the word uncle still creeps me out, right? Uncle, it's kind of a creepy word a little bit, right? Uncle, uncle, uncle. Like, I was home visiting my family recently, and I texted my sister. I was like, hey, do you have the kids? I'm looking for some uncle time. And my phone, on its own, called the police. And it's like...
And the last thing you see on the George Washington tour is George Washington's teeth in a case. And if you know, the myth is George Washington had wooden teeth. Turns out George Washington had, it was ivory and lead dentures with horse and cow teeth on the top row and human slave teeth on the bottom row. Damn, what the fuck? That's it. That's how the tour ends. You gotta walk outside to a hot, sunny parking lot. Like, what the fuck was that at the end? Also, lead with the teeth. Show me the teeth right away. Dude, don't make me love George Washington for 2 hours and at the very end be like, you want to see some wild shit? Like, and once you see his teeth, every story about him makes perfect sense. Like, he was a man of few words. It's like, yeah, dude, he had fucking donkey teeth and fucking lead in his mouth for a decade. You can't keep lead in your mouth for a decade. That would give you, for real, like rabies-like symptoms. You die. Like, I can't believe we defeated the British. So I know how we did it.
I was very sheltered growing up. I was terrified of sex. I thought I would be bad at it. Now that I'm older, it's so easy to be good at sex, isn't it? Oh my gosh. All you have to do is approach it with the enthusiasm of a child. Just put everything in your mouth. Like, if you can reach it and it fits, that's where it goes. Pretend you're 4 and your partner's made of Legos. It's not...
Boyfriend, I gotta brag. He is a violinist. A good one, not a bad one. Yeah. I mean, how many violinists do you meet? How many violins do you meet? Not many. Sometimes I'll hear him playing the violin, okay, in a room, just... And it's spooky, you know? I get anxiety. I start feeling like I'm on the Titanic. You know when it's sinking, the violin people come out, son, son, son. So I just start grabbing all my valuables. I'm like, quick, get some oatmeal. Get my dog. Get a slab of wood. He comes out. He's like, what are you doing with my wood door? I'm like, women and children first, bitch.
My fear is having a home invasion. That's my biggest fear. Growing up, our house got robbed 3 separate times. Now as an adult, I got a fear waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I got another guy in my bedroom. Now, I don't got a gun. I got nothing against guns, but again, I'm 49 years old and I'm not picking up any new skill sets at my age. I feel gun owners have a good grasp of their gun. They go to the range, they got a lock and key for it, they keep it in a cabinet. Plus, I feel when a gun owner hears somebody breaking into their home, the gun owner gets happy. Right? Here's a little jiggle at the door. He's like, oh, yeah! He tells his wife, just lay there, babe. I know you got a big day. I'm gonna go take care of this guy.
I had a near-death experience. This really happened to me. Have you guys gone to Disneyland? I had a really scary thing happen to me there where I went on the Indiana Jones ride, right? This is true. I went on the Indiana Jones ride. My sister and her 2 kids, they were in the front, and I was in the middle seat. And what it is, it's like an amphibious vehicle, like a Jeep with like 3 wheels. So I get in, and my Jeep, mine, went off the tracks. Went off of the tracks. It jumped up and it went through this like tunnel, like a rock tunnel, and like down, and then I'm like, how do I jump out of this thing? And it goes over this bridge, a bridge that's falling apart. It was like an old broken bridge. I don't know why it was in there. Horrifying. And there's kids in the front, and there's the feeling of arrows whizzing past me, and then awful. And then I look behind me, and there's a boulder coming through like this. So I'm just like, that's okay. People make mistakes. I understand. Like, so I get out and I get on the ride again. It happened again.
Twitter's a scary place. It is. You only go there to fight, to get into it, to prove a point. And so a friend of mine said, if you want to get some attention, use a hashtag. And so I did. And I wrote a tweet that said, hey, hashtag cancel culture. My name is Gabriel Iglesias, and I'm the new voice of Speedy Gonzalez. You cannot cancel or catch me. And I posted it. I had no idea that when you go on Twitter looking for problems, you will find them. Oh yeah, every major news outlet picked up my tweet and used it in a story about cancel culture. ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN. If I would have known that, I would have used spell check. Because my family called, eres pendejo, qué chingados, ¿qué te pasa? No escribe bien. Oh my God. Even Fox News did a story with my tweet. Fox News? You know how I know? My bus driver Dave called me. Oh, he was thrilled. He was like, Fluffy, God damn it, I've never been prouder. You made it, baby. You're on Fox News.
So my husband does work for that big mobile home company. And he has worked for them for over 25 years, and it's been a blessing to our family. But one of the perks there that they give us is they send us on these trips, unbelievable trips, all over the world. And I've loved them, and it's been wonderful, but a little stressful at the same time, because most of the time it's somewhere tropical, and that's in late January, early February. But sometimes it'll be like Alaska, somewhere like that. Sometimes it's been overseas, but say, for instance, Alaska, and we sign up for excursions before we go. And let me tell you, I don't mind an excursion. I want to go and kiss a husky puppy in the mouth. Do that. But oh no, everybody that goes signs up for these scary, scary excursions. One time we went to Alaska, and my husband signed us up to go on a float plane to see a glacier. And we walk up to this dock, and there's this little float plane floating in the water. And they line us up on this dock, and this little crusty man with a pack of Marlboro Reds comes up to me and says, "What do you weigh?" And I lied. And I watched 9 more people. He asked 9 more people, and I watched them all lie. And I thought, oh my Lord, we're gonna go down.
You can believe the right shit as a liberal, but if you express it incorrectly, you're fucked. It's terrifying. You ever try to talk about like transgender issues in public? Even right now, you're like, we don't gotta do this, Neil. Don't go out like your boy, just move on. But that's exactly my point. It's terrifying. Like, I'm sure we all believe the right shit, but you try to talk about transgender issues in public is like playing conversational Jenga, where you're like, pronouns, he, they, and then Republicans are like, so trannies? We'll call them trannies? What happened here? You guys playing Jenga?
Why would you have kids rehearse for some shit they have no control over? All you're doing is training these kids to worry. It's the stupidest drill I've ever heard of. And while you're in there training them during these drills, well, aren't you training the shooter too? This nigga's in here listening and learning like the other kids. Sit in the back. Where are we supposed to meet? If you're a parent, this shit is terrifying. This shit is real scary. All the parents is looking at each other crazy. Because we know as parents that one of us is raising the shooter. Just don't know which one of us it is. All we know for sure is that if you're a white parent, the chances that it's you is exponentially higher than the rest of us.
The reason why I don't trust that white boy Joy, it's because it's been happening. It's been happening for years. And I've had this suspect. It's not for the reasons you think, okay? I don't trust white men because most white men were once white boys, all right? And as a child of the 80s and 90s, every movie and TV show I watched was about a little white boy getting into trouble and having bad energy, okay? These little white boys love making friends with an extraterrestrial, okay? They will go ahead and find a gremlin, okay? Little white, they having close encounters of the third kind. What are the other two? What are the other two encounters? We don't know. We don't know. Little white boys, I'll tell you right now, little white boys love opening a portal to another dimension. Honey, these bitches will open up a portal and leave you to pick up the pieces. That's a fact. Have you ever seen the movie The Gate? This is from 1989, very formative for me. And it's literally about two little white boys home alone for a holiday weekend, and they open up a pathway to hell. Why couldn't they just order a pizza like everybody else? This is why I don't trust it. It's to the point where nothing scares me more. No image shakes me to my core like seeing one or more white boys riding bicycles. I see a bitch on a bike, I'm going in the opposite direction. I'm gonna say, because it means there's a poltergeist afoot. And I do not want to be caught in those crosshairs. I'm gonna say it right now.
I have a great reputation in show business, but in comedy, I'm what's known as a lazy comedian, which is crazy because I work all the time, but that's not why they call me lazy. They call me lazy because I do shows sometimes, 20,000 people be in the crowd. And I'll tell a joke, and they'll all look at me like I'm crazy. But 3 or 4 people will laugh really hard. And I'll be on stage like, yeah, that's good enough. You don't see me trying to ban white people from the show to keep the rest of the audience safe. It's a fucking terrible idea because it's mean and it's racist, and most importantly, it would be catastrophic to my bottom line. If there were no white people here tonight, I might leave this bitch with $1,800. This man needs to realize that we all need each other. And that's why we will never, ever be able to beat China. Because everybody in America is racist, and everybody in China is Chinese. This motherfucker called it all wrong. And don't believe the media either, because as all this shit is happening, the media is trying to make us believe that the extremities amongst us are the norms. We can disagree, that's fine. And most of us are keeping a cool head about this shit. You know what I mean? Americans generally respect one another's beliefs, even if they don't share those beliefs. I know I do. I respect everybody's beliefs except Amish people. Because they are the only ones that I can say clearly their God is wrong.
I'll say that. They asked me to go years before that, and I said no for that very reason. Since that time, the United States government does business with the Saudis. Netflix does business with the Saudis. Everyone, the Saudis finance tons of movies. All these, I know, I see them financing boxing matches and all these things. And none of these things were an issue until I went there. Now, why is that? As soon as a black man can make money off the plantation, they try to tell you that the money is dirty. Well, okay, I'll go home and spend the money with actual slave owners on it. Where is this clean money you're talking
But you said you hesitated for years to go, the years you didn't go, so what made the difference for you?
Time and circumstance, time and the wheels of commerce kept turning. You know, if you want to be that pure about money, then stop driving your car, stop eating, don't use your cell phone. Everything is tethered to something that's just terrible. And I can make a million excuses or reasons to deprive that crowd of that show. But man, when I was standing in front of them, I feel like I did the right thing. Our governments are going to ruin everything for us. We'll never get to know each other if we just do everything that they want to do or function on the terms that they want us to function. And we don't even really know what's going on. Not for sure.
I used to watch a fucking cartoon when I was growing up called the Care Bears. It was about a fucking group of teddy bear people. They were like teddy bears, but they were like people, and they were all different colors, and they all fucking just walked around caring. They cared about each other and everything else. They all had different designs on their stomachs, and the designs told you something about what they might be like inside. Very, very loving group of beings. And when shit got real bad, as nice as those teddy bears were, they didn't get mean faces. They got determined. And the leader would say, come on, guys, it's time for the Care Bear Stare. Remember that shit? And them little teddy bears would lock arms and stare at the problem. And I'm not even bullshitting. Actual love would shoot out of their chest and would dispel anything that was fucked up. And when we grew up, we wanted to be like those bears. And then we got our hearts broken because we found out that life wasn't gonna let us do that. And that it's impossible to shoot love out of your chest. However, I have shot love onto somebody's chest before. I do it all the time. I think Donald Sterling shit was more serious. Remember Donald Sterling? He used to own the Clippers, and then he got caught on a secretly recorded tape saying some very unsavory things about African Americans. And there's a lesson in that for all of us. The lesson is, if you are old and white and racist in this great country, whatever you do, don't tell your black girlfriend about that shit, because that's who made the tape. She recorded all that shit, and the tape was terrible. He was like, stop bringing these black guys to my games. First, we're all confused, like, well, how the fuck are you gonna have a game without us? But it turned out that the black guy he was speaking of was none other than Magic Johnson, the billionaire. Unbelievable. Never even mentioned the fact that he had AIDS, which is the first thing I would have said to my girlfriend. This guy must be really racist if AIDS is the footnote. You gotta be careful, baby. He got the old Ebola. You can say what you want about that girl, but I'm gonna tell you right now, she is a goddamned hero. Because you might have thought these things were happening before, but now you can see it all in front of you without a shadow of a doubt. That shit actually went down. She sucked that old guy's dick. She really took one for the team on that one. That's really gross. This dick is like 80 years old. It's like tasting history. Like 5 wars on it, civil rights movement, Great Depression. This guy's been fucking from 40 years before Bill Cosby's first rape. This is a very old man. A very old penis. I came home from the road. This is not long ago. I've been gone for, if you can picture, I was gone for weeks and weeks. And when I came back, nobody was home. Now, one person in my family thought that maybe I'd like to see them when I got back. Like, they knew when I was coming back, but they just weren't home. And that shit was a wake-up call. You know, like when my kids were little and the tour bus would pull up to the house, these motherfuckers would spill out. Dad is home, hooray! And they'd hug me and kiss me, and then as the years went on, they'd get less interested. Hey everybody, look, it's Mr. Promises, back from the road. But an empty house, that's some cold shit. And I went into my oldest son's room. I was like, hello, hello. He was gone. And I'd never done this to him before, but for some reason I just did it. I just looked through his shit. Just to see who this motherfucker was becoming. And I found these notebooks and I started going through the notebooks and it was all this wonderful poetry in them. Written in his handwriting. I didn't even know this nigga wrote poems. And then I looked through his drawers and I opened up his middle drawer and I found this rolling paper. And I looked down at them papers like, oh, that's where that poetry's coming from. And that shit broke my heart. I mean, I smoke weed, but I mourned my son's innocence. And I cried a little bit. And I took his papers upstairs to my room. Rolled some weed that I'd hid from the family. And I got really high. And then I got paranoid, so I put his papers back how I found them. So he wouldn't know what I was up to. This nigga won't even know that that happened till he sees the special. Yeah, nigga, I found your papers. You know, I'm from a different time, young man, a dark time to you. I'm from a time that I didn't even used to know who was on the phone until I answered the shit. Like when tragedy used to strike. I remember I was 12 years old and the teacher wheeled a television set into the classroom. You remember these days? And she turned it on to one of 3 channels. And she said, class, the space shuttle is taking off and we're all gonna watch it take off. Man, that shit was going great for like 3 to 5 minutes. That's right, you remember, it fucking exploded. Right on television, everybody on board, dead, immediately presumed dead. It was so bad, the teacher looked at all the kids and was like, you can go home. It's a goddamn national tragedy. This was Cold War America. The Russians were laughing at us. My point is, for a guy your age wouldn't even know the pain because in your generation, it's like the space shuttle blows up every fucking day. How can you care about anything when you know every goddamn thing? I'm getting over. This is the age of spin. The age where nobody knows what the fuck they're even looking at. Did you know that Planned Parenthood was for abortions? It's for people that don't plan things out at all. That's right. So a guy your age doesn't really know how he feels. Are you pro-choice? Are you anti-consequences? What does it all really mean? Weed is a background substance. I mean, you can smoke some herb and still function. And you ain't crisp, but you'll function. Nothing higher than weed, though. I made that mistake one time. I was at a party, some guy gave me some shit. He's like, here, man, take this. It's fucking mushrooms. I took it, I forgot all about it, you know. Then a couple days later, I found that shit in my pocket. I'm thinking, why not? Because I'm thinking it's like weed, some background shit. I planned my whole day out like it was weed. I'll chew this shit up, then I'll go to the barber shop, get my hair cut, and then I'll see a movie. I chewed it up. So far, so good. Then I was in a barber shop like an hour later. And it's funny because I was just thinking to myself, I was like, ooh, this stuff sucks. Tastes like athlete's foot. I feel sick, but I'm not really high. Then I looked in the mirror. I saw the barber's reflection, man. It looked like a big penis was cutting my hair. I freaked out. I started talking to myself, Dave, calm down. You're on drugs. This is what drugs do. Okay, you know that there is no way that a penis can cut hair. But I started freaking out, man. I just couldn't take it anymore. I jumped out the chair, half my hair was cut, I didn't care. I didn't, I just gave a barber a handful of money. It was weird, the balls opened up. Anyway, I ran home, man. I ran home as fast as I could. Tripping. I looked at the clock, it was 2:42. I was like, damn, 2:42. I gotta sober up. I had never been this high this early. I took a shower. I was still high. I said, maybe music will do the trick. I listened to every CD I had. I was still high. Exercise, that's what I'll do. I ran around the block 4 times, still high. Took a nap, woke up, fucked up. I looked at the clock, it was 2:43. I said, got everything, I got everything. Then I realized, I looked up what Kevin made on Google. I couldn't believe that shit. Kevin is the first comedian that a Drake song could be about. Kevin could walk around his house and sing All Me, and the whole song would still be true. Got everything, I got everything. I cannot complain, I don't even know how much I really made. I forgot, it's a lot. Fuck that, never mind what I got. And his wife be like, Kevin, come to bed. He'd be like, ho, shut the fuck up. I got way too much. You know how much money you have to tell a girl to shut the fuck up? I have quiet please money at best. I'd have to take a loan out for shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, that's Jay-Z money. And Beyonce got, no, you shut the fuck up. The gay community started accusing African-American community of being homophobic for not supporting him. What they didn't understand is that we were supporting him with our silence because we understood that this nigga was clearly lying. Black people never feel sorry for the police, but this time we even felt sorry for the police. Can you imagine if you was a police veteran taking this kid's police report? Okay, Mr. Smouillet, please tell me what happened. You left the house at 2 a.m. It's minus 16 degrees. All right. You're walking. All right. And where were you going? Subway. Sandwiches? That's when the men approached you? Did you see them? Do you have any? Okay, what they have on? MAGA hats. MAGA hats on in Chicago. Excuse me one second, Mr. Smouillet. Frank, come here for a second. Find out where Kanye West was last night. I knew a nigga in high school that was an urban genius. This motherfucker's grades was so good, he got all the way from the hood to an Ivy League school with a full scholarship. From there, the motherfucker got himself into one of the best law schools in the country. And when he was in law school, he met a woman, and they fell in love, and they were gonna get married. I remember him telling me about it. He was home for Christmas, and I told him, I said, my man, save that bitch for later in your life. But he's in love. He didn't listen to me. He married her while he was in law school, and sadly, they got divorced while he was in law school. He was a street nigga from the hood. This man had nothing. And that bitch took half of that. Like, he doesn't think these things through before he tells us. He just tells us what he's thinking as soon as it occurs to him. This shit sounds nuts. I'm gonna go to China, and I'm gonna get those jobs from China and bring them back here to America. For what, nigga? So iPhones can be $9,000? Leave that job in China where it belongs. None of us want to work that hard. What the fuck is he thinking? I want to wear Nikes. I don't want to make them shits. What the fuck are you doing? Stop trying to give us Chinese jobs. I am going to bring back coal. Coal? I'm not even exaggerating. I have never in my life even seen a fucking lump of coal. I honestly don't even know what coal is for. If you're gonna have motherfuckers digging around in the dirt looking for shit, find me some truffles, nigga. That's what I'm about. And these truffle prices are getting out of control. If it gets any worse, I'm gonna be back down to regular butter like everybody else. Chris got slapped in the face at the Oscars by Will Smith, which was one of the craziest things I'd ever seen. In fact, if you watch it live on television, when it happened, I thought it was fake. I did. I wasn't sure, so you know what I did? I waited 30, 40 minutes, and I called him, and he picked up. As soon as he picked up, he said, "You was the only nigga I had to answer the phone for." Apparently, Obama and Oprah, everybody had called this nigga to see if everything was all right. So I asked him, I go, "Well, you know," he said, "What?" I said, "Well, did it hurt?" And he said, "Yes, nigga, it hurt." Then I knew that it was real. And then, and only then, was I offended. And I wasn't just offended that he got slapped. The real offensive part was that after he slapped him, this nigga Will just sat down and enjoyed the rest of his evening. It was crazy. And people would ask me all the time. They'd say, "Dave, what would you do if you were Chris Rock and Will Smith slapped you in the face?" And to this day, the answer is the same. I don't know what I would have done. I've never been in a situation that extreme. But I do know now what Will Smith would not have done. That is, enjoy the rest of his evening. I saw him as soon as I came out, the juice. But I did my show. Show went great. I said, "Good night, everyone." They all said, "Yay!" And I didn't say nothing to OJ, but I just gave him the signal, letting him know I knew he was there. And I walked into the green room, and OJ was already in there. I was scared. Then my friends came in, and we all started talking. We sat down on the couch, and I'm just telling you what I saw with my own eyes. You can believe me or not believe me. But in my experience, OJ Simpson, one of the nicest men I'd ever met. He was nice to me. He was nice to my friends. The conversation was filled with warmth and levity, humor, and wisdom. We talked for 90 minutes, and then suddenly the juice said, "You know what? I've got to be going. But it's good to see you again. And I'm glad things went so well." I said, "Thanks, Juice." And my friend said, "Yeah, goodbye, Mr. Juice." They're new to the game. He said, "No, thank you for your hospitality. Good night, guys." And we said, "Good night." And he just walked out of the room. And as soon as the door closed, we all looked at each other like, that nigga did that shit. I could feel like murder in the room.
You know, I was in Santa Fe the other night, and a motherfucker threw a banana peel at me. Yeah, that didn't feel so good. Of course, it was a white person. Not to indict the whites, I'm just saying. Not to profile. And then not only did he throw a banana peel at me, but it was premeditated. You could tell. You could tell the peel was too brown, you know what I mean? It was like, you didn't eat that banana recently, motherfucker. You had that shit waiting on me. And the whole crowd was white, so it just got instantly creepy, and everyone looked like they were looking at 12 Years a Slave or something. They were all just like, who the fuck does that? And then they arrested the guy, which was... I said, someone's gonna fuck you in the butt in the holding cell. You know that, right? Can't just be throwing banana peels at Dave Chappelle. They're not gonna let you get away with this.